Deciding whether or not the founder story is something that should be part of the brand is something that we always investigate. And I can tell you the qualities that we look for. Does the founder story give you more of an intimate portrait of what the brand is about? Do the founder's story, does it align with the bigger mission statement of the company itself? One example of where it's really important is a product that we worked on, a brand that we worked on called Lola, My Lola, which is for women's reproductive and period health. So the founder story with Lola in particular is really, it came about because these two women who had nothing to do with manufacturing or discovering, didn't have an intention of going out and starting this type of company, really started from a personal place. Why that influenced the brand is because their point of view on the entire feminine product category, not just that particular product, was getting vocalized through the brand. One of the things that we worked with them on that was really, really specific and very important to them is when we were uncovering the tone of voice, it was that it was straightforward, it wasn't overly medical, it wasn't trying to be funny, it wasn't using euphemisms. It was a very straightforward conversation about women, their reproductive systems, what they're putting in their bodies. And that needed to be handled in a way that was just transparent, straightforward, and not trying to be too cutesy. Weirdly enough, there wasn't anything like that in the market. So they had a unique product, but beyond that, they also had a really unique voice. And then from a visual standpoint, the other thing that we realized as we were working with them and creating the content for this brand is that we needed to demystify and take the taboo out of feminine hygiene. So that means touching the product. That means seeing women's hands on the product, an actual tampon, an actual pad, and that these aren't things that you need to hide and be ashamed of. These are things that are natural to your body and being a woman. So creating a brand that struck the chord that the two founders set and the mission in which they started that particular product was really important and influenced why it should be a trusted brand and why other women that were struggling with something similar might identify with that. So a founder story in that instance is really, really important. On the flip of that, we worked with a client recently that was a packaged good. It was in the supermarket. And his impetus for creating the product had nothing to do with the current audience. He was looking to create a snack for his children that was low in sugar. However, the brand had evolved in such a way that it actually had a much stronger audience with women that were interested in making healthy choices, not necessarily changing their whole life, but if I could have a better snack for myself, then that's what I want to do. In this instance, the founder story doesn't really support what the company is trying to accomplish. The company is trying to accomplish a relationship with these women, that this product is relevant to them, that they can identify with it. It has nothing to do with the founder story. So really, the founder story, when we started working with them, was part of the website, but it was a real big disconnect in how people viewed the brand. You go to the founder story and say, well, this doesn't add up for why I'm buying this, so it's weird that this is even on here. Why that's a problem? It creates an immediate sense of distrust. And I know that sounds like a really strong word, and it is, but it creates confusion, and confusion creates distrust. And that's one of the ways that you would want to frame the founder story. Does it support the product? Is the reason that I started this in line with the values of the product and the thing that I'm launching? Great. Talk about it all day long. If it doesn't, it's not going to do you any good. So those are some of the ways that we evaluate when a founder story is important and if it's something you should include in the branding.